Hey everyone, and welcome! Have you ever looked at a complex website and just wondered, how does this even work? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on one of Django's core concepts, how it takes simple Python code and magically transforms it into the dynamic, interactive web pages we use every single day. All right, let's get into it.
You know, it all starts with something super simple, a click. The moment you, or any user, requests a page on a website, you kick off this incredible journey behind the scenes. So we're going to follow that request from the very beginning to the very end and see exactly how Django builds a response.
So, the first stop on this journey is what I like to call the control center, or maybe the brains of the whole operation, and that is the Django view. This is where all the really important decisions get made.
So what exactly is a view? Well, at its heart, it's really just a Python function. That's it. It takes in the user's web request, it does some thinking, it figures out the business logic. Maybe that means grabbing some data from a database or checking if a user is logged in, and then it decides what kind of response to send back.
Now, in Django, you've got two main flavors of views. On one hand, you have function-based views, or FBVs. These are exactly what they sound like, simple, straightforward Python functions. They're super easy to read and perfect for when you're starting out. That's what we'll focus on today. On the other hand, you have class-based views, or CBVs. These are a bit more structured, which makes them incredibly powerful and flexible for bigger, more complex projects. And here is a perfect bite-sized example of a function-based view. Just look at this code. We've got a function called simpleView. It takes in that request object we talked about, and it just returns a simple HTTP response with the text, "Hello world." Super direct, and it totally works. But I mean, come on. Can you imagine trying to build a whole web page inside that tiny little text string? That would be a nightmare, right? So what do we do when we want to show a real HTML page?
Well, that's where the second half of our dynamic duo comes into play. You see, the view handles the what. It's got the logic, but it needs a blueprint for the how. As in, how should the final page actually look? And that, my friends, is the job of the Django template.
A template is basically just an HTML file, but with a little bit of Django magic sprinkled in. And its most important job is to create a clean separation between how the page looks, the presentation, and the Python logic that makes it work. And this is a huge deal. It means your web designer can be off perfecting the HTML and CSS, while you, the developer, are focused on the Python code, and you never have to step on each other's toes.
So what is this Django magic I mentioned? Well, it really boils down to two simple things. On the left, you've got template tags. You can spot them by the curly braces and percent signs. These are your control structures. They let you do things like for loops or if statements right inside your HTML. Then on the right, you've got template variables in the double curly braces. These are just simple placeholders for the actual data that we're going to pump in from our view.
Okay, so we've got our logic figured out in the view. And we've got our blueprint designed in the template. Now it's time for the magic moment, putting them together on the assembly line to build our final web page.
And this leads us to the million-dollar question, right? We have all this useful data sitting in our Python view, and we've got all these nice little placeholders sitting in our HTML template. How in the world do we connect the two?
The answer is so simple and elegant. It's called a context dictionary. And really, it's nothing more than a regular old Python dictionary. The keys in the dictionary match the variable names in your template, and the values, well, that's the data you want to show. The view just whips up this dictionary and passes it along.
So let's walk through that assembly line, step by step. First up, the view gets all the data ready and packs it into that context dictionary. Next, it picks which template file it wants to use, maybe index.html. Then, the powerhouse render function steps in. It takes the request, the template, and our context, and just merges them all together, and boom! The final step, Django generates the complete, final HTML and sends it right back to the user's browser.
And here's what that all looks like in actual code. See? We create our context dictionary, and we give it one key, message. Then our return statement calls that render function, handing it the request, the name of our template, index.html, and of course, our context. So now, inside that index.html file, all we have to do is write @message, and Django automatically swaps it out with hello from the view. Pretty cool, right?
Okay, so we know how to make our pages dynamic, which is awesome. But let's quickly talk about making them look good, on any device. Because honestly, the most brilliant backend logic in the world doesn't mean a thing if the page looks broken on a phone. And this is another place where the template system is a huge help. Frameworks like Bootstrap make this stuff so much easier. And because of Django's template inheritance, you can just create one single base.html template, pop the Bootstrap link in there one time,
and then every other page on your site can build on top of it. That means you can use all of Bootstrap's powerful pre-made classes for grids and components to build layouts that just automatically look great on any screen size, without rewriting code.
So let's just zoom out for a second. We've seen the view as the brains, the template as the blueprint, and the render function as the assembly line that puts it all together. But why? Why is this particular architecture so important and used by so many developers?
This quote right here just nails it. It's all about this idea called separation of concerns. By keeping your Python logic in one place, the view, and your HTML structure in another, the template, you end up with code that is just so much cleaner, way easier to debug, and a whole lot easier to scale up as your project grows. Honestly, this is the bedrock of professional web development.
So there you have it. You now understand the fundamental architecture for building dynamic websites in Django. You've seen the entire journey, from a user's click, through the view's logic, combined with a template's design, and sent all the way back as a finished page. The only question left is, now that you have this power, what are you going to build with it?